So it was kind of like a hypothetical show.
Okay, it's getting late in the day and my eyes are starting to bonk out on me a little bit. So we're just finishing up week 14 and we realized there was a little bit of a typo in the notes. This guy was actually week 7. All right, sir. 7. Okay, so just to review, in week 7, what we were doing was, well, let's just go back to it. All right, in week 7, what we were doing, we had 100 megawatts of wind. It was at 27% capacity, so we could make about 250,000 megawatts of electricity per year. 30% of that was stored, or sorry, 30% of that was during peak hours, and about 70% during non-peak hours. So the revenue from that was the total energy times the fraction times, so you're making $50 a megawatt hour 30% of the time. And for the non-peak, the numbers are about the same. You're making only $20 an hour for 70% of the time, and there was the total. Then we took a little bit of a look ahead and said that if we, again, had this total non-peak energy and then stored it with an efficiency of 50%, we could make more money. So we could actually sell the non-peak at peak rates. If we stored it, we lost half of it though with our compression technology, and we would make an extra $800,000. So in week 7, again, we had 100 megawatts, which is 100,000 kilowatts, 27% capacity factor, and this 24 that I've written in here is that we're going to compress that air 24/7, 365 whenever we get a chance for week 14, which is where we are now. This compressor is gonna store air, approximately 15 hours per day, and then it's gonna send that compressed air into the cavern. We're gonna have to buy methane. So these are dollars flowing out. We're to buy methane, but per week 9, again, remember we were buying this methane. That's going to go into the gas-fired turbine, so GFT. It's going to go into the gas-fired turbine along with air, and with that we're going to sell electricity. So the money comes back, electricity goes out. We're going to sell that for 9 hours a day at $50 per megawatt hour. So that's the system that we've set up. And so none of that has changed. And to just follow through and look at what we're being asked to do here, I set up the ceiling function, because what we're trying to do is actually size. We're trying to spec out these. We're trying to spec out these compressors, and we know that the compressors are in 5,000 horsepower. Yeah, it's a big compressor. 5,000 horsepower compressors. And so the question was, if we just do little bit of iteration If we had 6 compressors, that would be 30,000 horsepower. If we had 7, that'd be 35,000. We see that there are 3 kilowatts of electricity going into each compressor per horsepower. So that's our multiplication factor. So if we've got, to find the total required kilowatt size to run the compressors, if we had 6 of them, a 92 kilowatt or 93 megawatt or approximately 100 megawatt system could run 6 compressors. Well, if you want to take all of these megawatts, so again, only these 6 compressors can only absorb 93 megawatts of electricity, but we have 100. So if we go up to 7 compressors, that means that it would take, so 108 megawatts would run them full tilt. So the answer we're going to go with is that we're going to need 7, so we can run all of that electricity into compressed air and then go back out and sell that through the CAS model. So if you remember the CAS model, got another one here, Learning Unit 9, and again the numbers were the same. We had on-peak price of $50 a megawatt hour, off-peak of 20. We were making $22.50, and this was on a daily basis. This is on a daily basis. Right. So the difference in this case, the main difference in this case is that before, in week 9 we were buying electricity to run the compressors. Now in week 14, we're getting our own electricity from our wind turbines, so we're not buying it anymore. So we're going to build the turbine. We're still going to buy natural gas, but the gas basically is going to supercharge this electricity, and we'll make money 9 hours per day at that $50 per megawatt hour. So that's the idea here. Okay. Well, I think we're just about there. The only thing we haven't really done thoroughly is that second problem for week 10. I'll take a peek and see how far you got with that, and take it from there. So finals coming up. The finals week. Again, let's look at finals week really quick. Finals week, Provost's calendar. I'm going to launch the finals on Monday, May 8th. So Monday, May 8th, we're looking at 18 days from now. Just be sure you have your spreadsheets in good shape. We'll launch that, and then we'll launch that and call it a wrap. All right, thanks.